Well, I think we're going to have a first here tonight. Our regular film critic will review It Came from Hollywood, a film in which he is credited prominently. Michael Medved.
Yes, I think we should get that part out of the way first of all, because that's really in the nature of full disclosure. My brother Harry and myself are credited as special consultants on the film, and the movie is based upon a book that we wrote called the Golden Turkey Awards. The Paramount bought the rights to that book, and then through several transmogrifications, it ended up as this particular picture. I didn't really have a tremendous amount to do with this production. I want the whole world to know. Though my brother did spend a year helping to garner the clips that make up the movie. So having said that, I think I can go ahead and criticize it. You'll notice I didn't say trash it.
You're going to criticize it. Obviously, you already have the money, Michael.
Well, there's a certain element of that, but aside from that, this film is in many ways a disappointment because it's a wonderful premise, if I do say so myself. And
Tell me a little about the premise, if you will.
It's really based upon some of the worst movies ever made. There is a great market for bad movies. People enjoy seeing particularly ludicrous science fiction films like Plan 9 from Outer Space or The Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. And what the film initially it started out to be was a whole series of clips stitched together from these various ridiculous grade Z motion pictures, particularly from the 50s and 60s. And the problem with it is that the studio became very worried that a film that was simply clips like that would not have the commercial appeal that would be necessary to carry it over. So they've hired some top-name comedians, Dan Aykroyd, Gilda Radner, Cheech and Chong, and John Candy, to come in and narrate the film with a series of skits.
Thinking that that would save it, obviously.
Yes, and that would be the skits that saved It Came from Hollywood, something like that. And the problem is that the comedians in those skits are trying so desperately hard to be funny. They're trying to upstage these zipperback monsters who are so ridiculous and genuinely funny that it almost seems forced. And I think if a balance could have been struck more effectively, he says after the fact, between the skits and the clips, and that's almost a tongue twister, I think the film would have been much more successful. But I think we do have a clip that will give you a sense of the flavor and the balance that shows both skits and clips.
It Came from Hollywood.
And here it comes.
Movie about, man?
Oh, it's about all kinds of things, man. It's like a bunch of crazy movies, man, they put together. It's like The Incredible Shrinking Man versus the 50-Foot Woman, and then try to get it on.
Wanting his money back, because people do genuinely, I mean, those clips are wonderful. I mean,
but what part of the film did you find least satisfactory?
No question about it. The Gilda Radner skits in particular. She is just, there's one where she's introducing guerrilla movies. There's one sequence where she's just straining and throwing things and being ridiculous, and it goes on and on and on for minutes, and you say, what is this about? There really are too many skits, and watching the film, you feel like you've been in the theater for 2 years. It feels like you've watched Cleopatra or Gone with the Wind, because it's so choppy. It goes, and as soon as a momentum is built up with some of those wonderful monster clips that we saw here, all of a sudden they cut into another bit of narration and a headline, John Candy presents, and...
Can't they correct that with proper editing, though, Michael, what you just described?
Well, I think they could have. Yeah. I think they could have. It may be a little...
You might still save it, then.
It's still possible to say if it came from Hollywood, yes, but I think that one of the things here is that this is the kind of picture that will do very, very well on the video cassette market because it's a cult film, but even as a compilation of bad movies, it has serious weaknesses, and I really feel as an expert on the subject, I should this. Many that are missing here. Saved his brain doesn't occur. Serious mission. The tiny town does not appear at all. Wild Women of is